Hi, my name's Annie and I'm one of the Children and Young People's Counselling Practitioners here at Relate Northampton, and I'm on here today to talk to you about anxiety and things that might help your child or young person if they're feeling quite anxious at the moment. So the first thing that we'd recommend is just talking to your child or young person and letting them know that anxiety and feelings of anxiety are completely normal. You know, we all feel anxious at some point. Going back to school or going out and about or seeing people after a long time who might be wearing face masks who we're not able to go near, where things are very different, those feelings of anxiety might be really heightened, and also what that might feel like, and sort of talk to them, how do they feel, and it might be things like an increased heart rate, faster breathing, clammy hands, tummy ache, all those things are very, very normal feelings of anxiety. Showing your child or young person about sort of some breathing techniques, sort of how to slow down their breath, you know, deep breath in, sort of deep, sort of, you know, releasing it, really calming breathing can be really helpful with anxiety. So we'd really recommend you sort of showing your child or young person how to do that if they are feeling quite anxious at the moment. If they're going back to school and they've been with you for the, they've been with you for the past few sort of months at home, you might have noticed with some children or young people that the behaviours regress. They might have started sucking their thumb, wetting the bed, or following you around wherever you go. So going back to school and not being with you can be really, really challenging. So when your child or young person was little, they might have had a teddy bear or a blanket, and what that object did was provide them with that feeling of safety and security when you weren't there. So if they're a bit older now, getting things like a hairband or a bit of their jumper or a tissue or something, spraying it with some aftershave or a perfume that would be familiar to them, something that you wear the night before, is just a tiny bit, so it's a very delicate smell. Then if they're at school and they suddenly feel quite stressed, quite anxious, they can just sort of take a deep breath of that in, and that will provide them with that feeling of sort of safety and security. If you've shown your child or young person some sort of calming breathing techniques, you might want to, I don't know if you can see on my arm, I've got this tiny little dot here, so you might want to sort of do this little dot on their arm. You could do one on yours as well. And then if they're at school and they're feeling quite anxious, they can just sort of pop their finger on that little dot and remind themselves to take in those deep breaths, deep calming breaths, and remind themselves that, you know, this is normal, that they're actually really safe and this is okay, but just sort of focusing on that breath, focusing on that calming breathing. If you are worried about your child's anxiety and you feel like you need additional help, of course you can contact us here at Relay, and we'd love to hear from you.